Good afternoon, Teachnow families. This is Neville Boone with my great mentor, Miss Abbott, and we'll be doing. I'll be being evaluated on professional learning and ethical practice. And Miss Abbott.
Okay. All right, Neville. Very good. All right. So the first question in the rubric was: did the candidate participate in professional development and other professional growth experiences? And you certainly had some good opportunities, I feel like, while you've been with me. As you know, we have in our school we have the professional learning community, which you attended several meetings where we just come together at Croatan as our CTE teachers to talk about different things that are going on and information regarding testing or new developments or legislative developments and things like that. And then you also were able to participate in our county-wide PLC where all the schools came together and all the teachers in the CTE department came. So that was, and then we branched off into our respective areas, which I thought was great, so that you could see kind of how we do things in Carteret County, as well as how they can benefit you as a teacher, and just kind of tap into everyone's what's going on in their classroom as well to share ideas. So it's kind of like a best practices as well. So I gave you proficient in that area. Use of data to evaluate outcomes. Did the candidate use data to assess student learning and make necessary adjustments in instruction? And I gave you proficient for that because you take a look, and as you have seen, we were able to look at the student scores as they're finishing up with their test, and we always do an objective test as well as a performance test and take a look at how they're doing, and just kind of evaluate their learning experience. So we do that, or you have done that, and then you were able to adapt and modify and adjust your instruction, because you definitely would point out things to me as we were looking at it, of things we could improve on. So I gave you proficient in that. And data is sometimes a hard thing to it should be an easy thing, but even for me as an experienced teacher, sometimes it's one of those things I'm just so focused on trying to get through the curriculum that sometimes it's a valuable tool that I tend to neglect sometimes myself. So responsibility for learning. Did the candidate take responsibility for student learning and use analysis and reflection to improve student learning? And I gave you proficient in that area as well. Because you do take responsibility for their learning, and you also take a look at, you analyze what's going on with them, their learning styles, taking into consideration all the things that I've shared with you about our students in each of our classes. So definitely proficient in that. And then the next one is understanding of cultural, ethnic, gender, and learning differences. Did the candidate use culturally relevant learning experiences? And I gave you proficient with that. Because I do feel like that you understand the biases that go on in a classroom and even with our students. Professional ethics, standards, and laws. Did the candidate's behavior reflect the profession's code of ethics and an understanding of education laws? And I gave you basic in that one only because I don't know. I mean, you do reflect our code of ethics, definitely. It was when we got to the education laws and policies. You do have understanding, you do uphold that, but we just in your short amount of time, I don't feel like it was. I just couldn't mark you proficient, and it was really no fault of your own or nothing that you did not do. It was just our amount of time at the school is just not enough time to really see that happening. So overall, I think you did a fine job in meeting your standard here, and teaching practice and proficiency and professional learning and ethical practice. Very good.
Appreciate it, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Neville Boone, signing off.